welcome to YouTube, and today we are going to discuss the torrent series, and we will try to understand how the torrent system works. But honestly speaking, this topic is a bit huge and it's kind of tricky, right? So there are certain things you need to be aware of, okay? So what I've done is I have broken this topic into sub-parts, alright? So you understand, few things, few terms which we need for the later part in order to understand how the system works, right? So today we're gonna kick off with the client and server architecture. Now, as a normal person, you might not be aware of this term, but I would say this is a kind of a pattern you use every day in your life. The only problem is you're not aware of this term. What does that mean? So in order to make it more easy, I would say I have an example. Let's say there are two friends, they are sitting in the canteen, Joe and Tina. They're having a good time, and suddenly Joe realizes that he needs a salt, so he tells Tina, could you please pass me the salt? In return, Tina gives the bottle back. Alright? So if I ask you what just happened, you might say, Joe requested, Tina helped. Exactly. So this is a request and response kind of a mechanism where someone is requesting and someone is responding with yes or no. If the Tina didn't see any salt bottle, she would have said, no, I can't see any bottle or anything. But in the end, you might be getting some response, right? So it's a request and response kind of a mechanism. So the point what I'm making out of this is when we take this request and response kind of mechanism in the computer world, it is called as the client and server architecture. So looking at this diagram, you might think like, what is going on? So I will put this in the simpler terms. The one who is making a request in the computer world, it is called as a client. And the one who is helping or responding back, it is called a server in the computer term. So okay, let's go back and let's have a look. So over here I can say Joe as a client because he is requesting something, and Tina as a server because she is responding back. I would say that's correct. So now let's go next and see what's up. So you can see this is you, me, or other people, sitting at the computer and they're doing their stuff. They're reading some stuff, they're downloading some movies and everything. But in the end, what they are doing is making a request and in turn server response. So let's have a look at, think of this as a server, a Google server, right? You are making a request to Google, to find an Eminem songs. In return, this Google server will give you the best match what he has for the Eminem songs, what you are asking for, right? So it's like a request and response mechanism. You make a request to server and server will respond. Best example, take facebook.com. When you type in facebook.com for the first time, where you have never logged in, Facebook looks at your request and Facebook tells you, I don't know this person, please give him a login page. So Facebook gives you a login page. So again, it was a request and response kind of a mechanism. Now once you log in with your credentials, again you're making a request to Facebook, hey Facebook, it's me. In return, Facebook gives you a page where you can see your friends, comments, and a lot of blah blah things, right? So you're understanding, right? So this is the client and server mechanism, I would say request and response, right? So this is how it works via computer, laptops, tablets, mobile phones, etc., etc. And just to make it more easier, you're sitting on some MP3 website, you're looking for some Eminem songs, and server response, here's this list of the songs you requested, whichever you like, please download, right? So now you might say, okay, I get it. What you're saying is the one who's making a request is a client and the one who's respond is a server. I would say yes, that's correct. So now you can say, what's my takeaway from this? Your takeaway is two important terminologies. One is client and one is server. And you have something now fixed in your mind that you will always be a client. And you might say, yes, that's correct. Looking at this pattern, things, I can be client always. Yes, why not? I will be client. Now I will say, there's a twist in the story. And you say, what is it? I'll say, I will put you in a network. I will put you in a network where you will be client. You might say, yeah, alright, I'm always client, so what's a big deal in that network? Well, that network has a magic. And you might say, what's the magic? That network allows you to be a server sometimes. And you said, wow, really? So basically what you're saying is, I can play as a client and at the very same time, I can play as a server. Are you serious? Oh yes. And now that thing is called as peer-to-peer network, and that is used by the torrent system. But how it works, we will definitely discuss in more detail in the next video. Right? So I hope to see you in the next video. In case of any confusion regarding this, guys, please drop a comment. I will help you whenever I get time. But as far as I understand, I have explained this topic to you in a very easy manner. The ending was, I would say, like you're playing as a client and server could be a bit confusing, but I'm gonna fit those pieces in future. How? Right? So again, I hope this helps, and thank you for watching this. Good night and take care.